So hello friend, today I am going to be explaining about formation of sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock, clastic sedimentary rock are made up of pieces of pre-existing rock. Pieces of rock are loosened by weathering and then transported to some basin or depression where sediment is trapped. If the sediment is buried deeply, it becomes compact and cemented, forming a sedimentary rock. So sedimentary rock is completely weathered product and it's formed by the process of weathering. And for formation of the sedimentary rock, four or five processes are take place for the formation of the sedimentary rock. See, this process are weathering of pre-existing rock first, then transport of weathering product, then deposition of the material, and then compaction and cementing of the sediment to form a rock. Later two steps called as lithification. See what happened exactly, how sedimentary rock is exactly formed. This is the parent rock which get break or form a small fragment of this rock due to weathering. And two types of weathering take place on a parent's rock: mechanical weathering and chemical weathering. Two type of weathering take place on a parent rock: mechanical and chemical weathering. Because of mechanical weathering, original rock get break and form a small fragment, and this small fragment have a composition similar to the parent rock. And because of chemical weathering, this original parent rock also get break and alter their product and form a new sediments which have a different composition than their original product. And these sediments or these weathered products are transported. Sediment are transported by different region and get deposited into the different basin, deposited in the form of layer, and sediment deposited in the form of layer. Because of overlying sediments pressure, uh, whatever the present sediment at the below get compressed and form compact structure. But between these sediment pore space are present. These pore space later on filled by different cementing material and form a compact and hard structure. This is called as sedimentary rock. See, so these are all processes by which sedimentary rock is formed. See the detail in study. See, this is the magma chamber. Magma chamber comes on earth's surface. We know that how igneous rock is formed. Magma comes on the surface and cool and form igneous rock. Because of the weathering, igneous rock convert into the sediment, and these sediments, because of pressure and cementation, the sediment converted into the sedimentary rock. Again, because of impact of pressure and temperature, sedimentary rock convert into the metamorphic rock. If a metamorphic rock again get weathered and form weathering product, then again it's converted into the sedimentary rock. This type of cycle is run of rock. See, once again, parent rock get break due to mechanical and chemical weathering impact and form a different sediment, and this sediment transported by the different agent like wind and water. And during this transportation also, and during this breaking weathering process, sometimes mineral alter their sometimes mineral change their properties and form a new product because of different activity on it. And it get deposited in a depression part in a basin, and get deposited because of compaction and because of overburden lower. Whatever the sediment is present in this basin get compacted and form hard structure. See step by step all process. Weathering, when the rock, igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic are at or near the surface of the earth, they are exposed to the process of weathering. In mechanical weathering, rock are broken up into smaller pieces by force wedging, freezing and thawing of vapor inside the crack in the rock wedging, tree and other plant root growing into the crack, abrasion cause for example, and sandblast. See, for post wedging and rod wedging, I'm explaining simply here. When basically if the rock consists crack, and if crack is filled with the water, and if temperature decreases, then water is converted into the ice. If water is converted into the ice, obviously require more space. So, or because of the conversion, increase volume of the water is increased. So this fracture, in this fracture apply pressure because of that ice, and this fracture enlarges, because of this fracture enlarges, rock get break also, and form a small fragment. This type of mechanical weathering also take place. Root wedging means tree and other plant roots growing into crack. This is the rock, and if it root is developed here, then root is moving through this rock, and if crack fractures and crack are present, roots start to develop into or move into that crack, so crack also get increased. Abrasion caused by, if it is rock present at the surface and wind are blowing with the particles, then that wind carry particles stuck to the rock, and because of this stucking or friction, whatever the rock is present here get break. So this type of mechanical weathering takes place. Sandblasting of leak of the face, blowing sand in the desert, or the scoring of water transported sand, gravel, boulder on the bedrock of mountain stream. Mechanical weathering breaks rock into smaller and smaller pieces, but without otherwise altering the minerals. Means parent rock, when exposed to the mechanical weathering, it form a sediment, but sediment doesn't change their chemical composition. It has a chemical composition similar to the parent rock. In chemical weathering, mineral are changed into new mineral. If parent rock subjected to the chemical weathering, that time sediments form, but sediment change their chemical composition. Means these original sediment change their original property and converted into the new form of the sediments. In chemical weathering, mineral are changed into new mineral and mineral byproducts. So mineral like halite and calcite may dissolve completely. Other, especially silicate mineral, are altered by chemical process called as hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is the reaction of mineral is weakly acidic water. Most natural surface water are slightly acidic because carbon dioxide from the air dissolve in the water. Some of the dissolved CO2 react with water, forming the chemical compound carbonic acid. Actually, what happens? This is the original parent rock in which water react, but because of in which water react and chemical reaction take place. But what happen? Whatever the mineral is present here, silica, halite, this kind of mineral dissolve in the acidic water, and in atmospheric or in surrounding water, because of atmospheric CO2 dissolve into that surface water or subsurface water, and this water become acidic. And if this acidic water react with the parent rock, then automatically whatever the silicate halite kind of mineral dissolve into that acidic water and form a new substance. So this whole process we call as hydrolysis. So this way chemical weathering takes place on a parent rock. Because of the chemical and mechanical weathering, different type of sediments form. Only remember one thing: because of mechanical weathering, new sediments are formed. These are has a composition similar to the parent rock, but because of chemical weathering, new sediments form, and with these sediments has no similar composition with the parent rock. It's showing a different chemical composition because it get altered and form new sediments. Then next is the transport. As the process of weathering proceeds, the product are carried off. The most important transporting agent is water. Whatever the sediments are developed, they are transported by wind and water. But most important transporting agent in the sedimentary rock is the water. Water carry rolls of particle in the river from the smallest suspended clay particle to largest boulder. Means water not only carries small particle, it carries large particles too. Boulder and smaller rock fragment continue to be broken up and chemically alter as a tumble downstream. Water also carry dissolved minerals such as silica, cations downstream as well as in the groundwater. So water also called it clay particle, pebble, boulder, also dissolved particle. Also, all things are carried by the water. Other transporting agents include wind, which blow dust, and sand, glacier, which carry large amount of gravel, huge boulder. In addition, small particle, mass wasting on hill slope. So wind carry sand, glacier, and gravel, huge boulder, and the mass wasting on hill slope. In addition, to decrease the particle size, as the sedimentary material is transported, it is also sorted into small similar size particle as a result of changing energy in the transporting medium and are rounded by the continued abrasion. See deposition. Sediment are transported only when there is enough energy in transporting medium. For example, when stream is flowing rapidly enough to carry given size of sediment particle, means whatever the agent, either wind or steam, it must have that much energy to carry the particular size of the sediment. So example is, if it is hill is steep and water, if river is moving on steep mountain, then what happens? This river move with high velocity or high speed, so that's why it can carry large boulders. So if river is moving in a low land area, it doesn't carry large boulder, it just carry a small particles So depends upon the energy of that medium, it carry a different size of the particles. So largest sediment boulder, cobbles and pebble which survive the weathering process tend to be deposited near to their source. For example, at the point where mountain stream flow out into the onto the valley floors. Sediment of given size are deposited whenever they move into environment with insufficient energy to transport them. So there is a large boulder are present, it doesn't transport by medium because that particular medium doesn't have that much energy. So that's all pebble, cobbles, large size boulders are deposited near to the parent rock. For example, silt carried by flooding river will settle out into the quiet backwater outside of the river bank, whereas enriching someone's farmland while breaking their home. Sediment are deposited layer upon layer, the layer deposited horizontally. So either pebble are not transported, but silt and the small size sand particle get carried by the wind and river and deposited it into the basin, and in deposit in depression portion or in basin in the form of layers. So compaction and cementation. Sediment continue. The earlier deposit sediment are laden with increasing overburden. They are compacted, reducing the available pore space and expelling much of the pore water. Dissolved mineral in the groundwater precipitate from water in the pore space, forming a mineral crust on the sedimentary grain, gradually cementing the sediment, thus forming a rock. And calcite, silica, hematite, reidine are the most common cementing agent. See, sedimentary continue to earlier deposit sediment. See, this is the basin and sediments are start to deposit, and because of overlying overburden of the sediment, they are get compact. And expelling means remove out large amount of pore space. So in sedimentary deposit, the pore space are developed in between. Because of overburden pressure, below whatever the below sediments are being get compact, and whatever the pore space contain water get expel out. But during this expellation or during this coming out the water in the pore space, some precipitate material are deposited here, and which act as a cementing material, and the sediment get more, then the sediment get more compact and form a rock, and that cementing agents are calcite, silica and hematite. Calcite, calcium carbonate, silica, hematite, rain iron oxide are the most common cementing agent. See, this is how sedimentary rock is formed. Then cementing material is siliceous, ferruginous and calcareous is the cementing material. See, this is the conglomerate and consists the calcareous cementing material. And see, this is the shale, consists the ferruginous sedimentary material, ferruginous. And sometimes siliceous sandstone also contain siliceous sedimentary material. See here, gravel type of sediments, a large pebble size of sediment form conglomerate. Sand particles get compact together. See, loosened sediments and then sedimentary rock get compacted and form sandstone. Seal get compacted and form siltstone. Clay kind of material get compacted and form shale kind of sedimentary rock. See properly the diagram. Weathered product, and they get compacted and form particular sedimentary rock. See this diagram here representing loose sediment means weathered product, and they get arranged in the form of layer and compact, and after compaction or precipitation or after adding cementing material, final product is this sedimentary rock. See, this is pebble and cobble size particle form a sedimentary rock, get arranged and form a sedimentary rock is a conglomerate, and this is the sand particle get compacted and form sandstone. This is the silt weathering product get compacted and form a siltstone. Basically have not represented here, and then clay particle get compacted and form a shale. This way the sedimentary rock is formed. Again listen here carefully. Siliceous, ferruginous and calcareous. So calcareous cementing material consists calcite, and the ferruginous cementing material consists hematite or iron oxide and siliceous contain the silica. So if rock consists the siliceous kind of cementing material, then it appear very shiny. It contains ferruginous cementing material, the rock appear red and reddish in color. In calcareous, then rock appear in a whitish in color but doesn't show more shine. So we can identify naked eyes this way which kind of cementing material present in this rock. See, this is the conglomerate and this is the diagram which I have already explained you. Thank you for watching.